find ourselves in a densely wooded forest where lovely Prudence Pureheart is picking wild blackberries while whistling a merry tune. Picking blackberries. Unbeknownst to her, the villain, Dirty Dan, is creeping up behind her. He grabs her and tries to steal a kiss. She screams loud.
Oh, that was better over here.
The villain covers her mouth with his hands as she screams.
Hopefully they're clean.
She slaps the villain in the face. Be careful. He picks her up over his shoulder. She screams and beats him on his back. He marches around the circle 3 times. Then he heads for the house to steal her grandmother's money. They exit.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Prudence's grandmother is sitting on a chair. Stirring some cake batter. Sit on the chair. The cat is sleeping underneath the table. The old dog, Shep, enters and barks at the cat. The cat jumps up into Grandma's lap. Grandmother slaps the cat and says, "Get down, you dirty creature." The cat jumps down and runs outside. The dog comes over and licks Grandma's hand.
You gotta want it.
He keeps licking her hand all the way up to her elbow. Grandma kicks the dog. The dog goes and lies in the corner. Just then, the villain enters a room with Prudence on his shoulder. Where'd you go? Grandma screams. The villain says, "I'm taking Prudence and all your money." The dog rushes over and bites the villain on the leg. The villain kicks the dog and lets Prudence down. Just then, Dudley Do-Right enters and shouts, "Forsooth and anon."
Forsooth and anon.
Prudence stands up and screams, "Oh, my darling Dudley." Dudley and Prudence embrace. Dudley says, "I love you, my precious."
Yes!
Prudence says, "You are my big, strong man." And Dudley says, "You are my little lotus blossom." All of a sudden, the villain picks up the chair and throws it.
The chair's got
Prudence faints and falls onto the table. Yes, grandmother tries to revive her by slapping her hand and sobbing, "My child, my child." The This goes on and on. Dudley decides to warm up for a fight. So he does a few exercises, starting with 10 jumping jacks. And running in place for 15 seconds. All this while, grandmother is sobbing and slapping, the villain is trembling, the dog is barking, the cat is meowing. Then Dudley does 15 push-ups. On the 15th push-up, the villain seizes his opportunity and bumps Dudley on the head. Dudley falls to the floor unconscious.
13.
Just then the cat scratches the dog's nose. The dog and cat have a fight right on top of Dudley for 10 seconds. Then the dog chases the cat outside. And the table collapses under Prudence's weight and falls to the ground. Table, Prudence, grandmother, and all. They all fall. Prudence remains unconscious and Granny shouts, "You nasty villain!" and starts hitting him in the stomach.
That's you, Rachel. Grandma.
The villain. He straightens up. She hits him more in the stomach. He bends over again. She gives him a rabbit punch on the back of the neck. He collapses to the floor unconscious. Granny looks around at all three unconscious bodies. She straightens her shawl around her shoulders and heads to the door for a night on the town, thinking, all's well that ends well. The end.